Hi guys, it's Carlos, the Ultimate Fitness Training once again, and thank you so much for watching the video. And today we're doing a video about how to overcome anxiety and the gym. So I'm going to touch on some topics within anxiety and how it's created and how you can become your greatest versions in order to overcome anxiety. Now, as you guys know, I'm a coach, an NLP coach, personal trainer, coach. When I mean coach, I mean I coach about a lot of people in different things in sports and psychology and stuff like that. So I come across a lot of different examples. So I've read over 1,500 books in the area of physical development, personal training, psychology, self-help books. So I'm going to try to utilize the knowledge I've got as well as my education in order to help this video become the best I can in order to help you guys and help me become my greatest version. So what is anxiety? Now, a lot of people hear people saying obviously they've got anxiety and they think they're making it all up and blah blah blah. Now let me tell you something for the guys that have never had anxiety. By the way, we all have anxiety in some form. It depends on what levels you call anxiety. Now if you've had an anxiety attack, believe it or not, it's the scariest shit in the world. Now no one can tell you unless you've got one, you don't know. It's like someone says to you, if you've got diabetes, can you pretend to have diabetes or not have diabetes? You would not know unless you've got diabetes. Or if you've had an heart attack, no one can tell you what it's like having an heart attack until you've got one. Now, you hear people sometimes say, oh, that person says he's got anxiety, suffers from anxiety. Let me tell you something, unless you've had it, do not judge it, because I tell you what, if you ever have it, believe it or not, you will very shortly or very soon would say, fuck me, I wish I never took the piss out of that person, because it's the scariest thing in the world. Do you know why? Because anxiety stems from your brain, hippocampus. Now, our brain is an amazing thing. So you've got a reptilian brain, the mammal brain, and what it is, in between the brain, we've got something called, it's like an organ, which is called the hippocampus. Now, the hippocampus basically controls mood, basically. Now, when we become stressed, like with physical stress, emotional stress, because we all live in a stressful lifestyle, as most people do. Obviously, we've got stress at work, we've got stress at home, we've got stress with jobs, we've got stress at school, becoming better students, we've got stressful at university because we need to become a great student in order to earn a lot of money, or to prove to our parents, to prove to our mates, to our friends that we are good. So that puts a lot of pressure. So a lot of people suffer from this, and a lot of the times people are even scared of admitting it. They suffer from anxiety, but anxiety is epidemic. Most people suffer from it, but they never actually say. Hence the reason why the biggest prescribed drug out there, if you guys do your own research, in the world is antidepressants, because people more than ever, they have anxiety, they are stressed, they are going through something, whatever it is, whether it's at the bottom, whether it's at the top, whether it's in the middle, they are going from something. Now, how can I help you in order to try to overcome anxiety? Now, let me help you. Now, because I know what it stems from, I know where it starts. Now, what happens with anxiety is a habit. Now, if you actually do your own research, and I'll tell you now, I spent probably over 7 years studying the brain, and I know this very, very well, not just from theoretically, I know from a practical point of view. Now, everyone's got anxiety. Now, when your hippocampus becomes very stressed, imagine like a paper cuts, because if you say to your doctor you've got anxiety, you can't see. It's not like a broken arm, it's not like a broken leg, it's not like a cut in your chest or whatever, you can't see it. So 9 times out of 10, your doctor will give you some pills. Now, whether those pills are going to work for you or not, it's another question, and a massive debate again. But what these pills do 9 times out of 10, what they do is they increase your serotonin levels. Okay, now the lower your serotonin levels, the lower your mood is, and the higher your serotonin levels are, the biggest mood you've got, obviously the happier you are. Now, what a lot of these sort of antidepressants are called, what they do, they increase your serotonin levels. Now, anxiety and depression are very linked, okay? Now, some guys may say, oh, I've got anxiety, and it's very linked with depression, because what happens is when people suffer from high anxiety, they feel so low about themselves that depression is almost like a default. You become depressed as well. Okay, again, it's another thing that people that suffer from depression, people, how can you be depressed? Look, if you never suffer from depression, you will never know. So do not judge people, okay? Even the people that you probably think that have got everything, those are the ones that suffer from depression. A lot of times because they're trying to keep up, they're trying to stay there. So don't ever judge, because if it's clinical depression, it's not something you can see or repair straight away. There's so many things that affect that. So please, I ask you guys, do not judge it, because a lot of people do not know about this. So once you get to know this, then you start realizing, shit, I didn't know there was so much about it. Now, because I studied this for a long time, because I've been passionate about the brain. I've been passionate about helping people become their greatest versions, not just in the gym, not just helping people pushing weights. It's about the whole package. It's about helping people mentally, physical, and spiritually. So it's all connected. Now, the thing about the anxiety I was just going back to is really very much so is your hippocampus. So once your hippocampus in the middle of the brain becomes stressed, like a paper cut, what it actually does then, you start reacting very weirdly. So let's say you go to places you don't know, for instance, you become really stressed. Okay, it's almost like something's gonna happen. Some people get really like dizzy spells, as if the legs are gonna go, or they start getting palpitations in their hearts, or they start getting really clammy, or really hot or cold sweats. So it's basically what it is. You might say, oh, but is that normal? So what it actually is your body, is your fight or flight syndrome. Okay, so what it is, our brain's got a mechanism. So years and years and years, thousands of years ago, right? Basically, we had this mechanism because our brain is still very primitive. So when we become in danger, okay, we have this sort of like, we're either going to fight the tiger, or we're going to fly away, or run away from the tiger. So this is still inbuilt, believe it or not. I mean, we've got all sophistication, iPhones and all this sophistication, but we're still very primitive in our brain. So what happens is when we become very stressful, anxiety turns, and the anxiety can be turned even when you're like chilling out with your friends. All of a sudden you got an anxiety attack. Now it happens in the most unpredictable places. Now you may think, so why are you in danger in front of your friends? You're not. But what your brain is, your brain chemicals do not know when that is going to happen. So hence the reason why a lot of you guys may say, yeah, but shouldn't that just happen when you're in danger? Yes, correct. But your brain doesn't think that way. So what it actually then do is, once you create that, say for instance, you are really stressful. So a lot of people will never go for a new interview. A lot of people will never try to do anything new. A lot of people will be scared to get out of the house. Some people get so homophobic that they're scared of going and see other people, or they go scared and seeing some new people, so they only stay in their comfort zone. But what it is, and I'm telling you, this is something obviously I speak to loads of different sort of psychologists and people have gone through it, and so I know a lot about this particular subject. Never probably voiced it that much, but the guys that probably know me, they know I know a lot about this sort of stuff. And sometimes it's quite for the people who never heard it, we go, oh my god, I never knew about this sort of stuff. But and it is quite interesting, because you start understanding how to overcome this. Now, one thing about very scary with anxieties is if you start having a lot of anxiety, and what happens is this creates neuroplasticity. Okay, so if you start having a lot of anxiety, what happens is it creates new neurons. Okay, now do I explain new neurons quite simply? Is imagine like motorways, a motorway. You jump on a motorway for 9 times out of 10 through a dual carriageway into a roundabout. You're on to say M6 or whatever. Okay, off you go. Okay, that's a neuron. Okay, your car is a neuron in that motorway. So what happens is this: once you get the thought process and you actually do an habit, which is obviously an action. So you create the thought process, you do an habit, and then you begin to do that, which is obviously anxiety comes, you start feeling the thoughts, the sensations, feeling sensations. So what that then does, it creates a pattern. So obviously thoughts, feelings, and then you get really nervous, and then maybe you run away, or you maybe get really panic and you have a panic attack, right? That's fucking scary. Really, for the guys that have had one, honestly, it's fucking the scariest thing in the fucking world. Okay, now you think you're gonna die, put it this way, you think that's your last day, that's your last minute, and you're dead. Okay, you're not gonna fucking die at all. But what it is your body saying there's something dangerous, but there's no fucking actual danger, no danger at all. But you've got to retrain the brain. So the guys that have anxiety will know exactly what I'm talking about. Is when that happens, guys, do me a favor, okay? Do not panic until the panic attack come in. Just say to the panic attack, listen, come to me and fuck me. What I mean by that is fuck me up, okay? Now, really tell the panic attack to come and fuck you up. Once you say that, and you might say, what the fuck is this guy on? Is once you say that, the fear goes away. Because once you face the fear, so fear cannot face fear, because it goes away, disappears. When you don't fear the fear no longer, do the fear and do it anyway. Feel the fear and do it anyway. That's what I'm trying to say. So let's say once the tiger roars at you and you go rah at the tiger stops. You will stop because there's no fear anymore. And once you stop, the panic attack goes away. The anxiety goes away. Okay? Now, this is the thing. So for the guys that ask Carlos, how do you overcome anxiety in a gym? Okay, you may come to the gym and you start thinking about, oh, bloody hell, am I overweight, or is it people looking at me, or am I good enough to do this particular thing, or silly do I look, or whatever, loads of different thought processes go through your mind. Just say, fuck it, I'm here, and if I'm going to have a panic attack, I'm going to have a fucking panic attack. At least I'm going to laugh at it. Okay, once you have this approach, because remember, when there's no enemy within, there's no enemy without. Okay, because once there's no fear, there you go. Fuck it. Nothing's going to happen to you. You're not going to die. You're not going to die. So once you face the fear and let it go and say to me, give it to me, baby. Come on, give it to me. I'm telling you, the anxiety will start melting. It will not go away straight away, but what will happen is it will go away slowly, and eventually it will start melting, and eventually you won't have it. Okay? Now, when I say we won't have it, everyone's got anxiety. An appropriate anxiety, that's what you sent it to me, is an appropriate anxiety. Is when you find you are in a group and all of a sudden you start shaking, fucking thoughts coming through your head, what the fuck's happened to me? Nothing's happened to you. It's just your body and your brain have become oversensitive. Okay, now a lot of times, say for instance, someone says, oh shit, I've got to go to the supermarket, oh shit, oh my god, all those people in there, the queues, you start shitting yourself because you think something's going to happen to you. Nothing's going to happen to you. It's you creating the fear, and don't forget, once you have the fear propels fear. Honestly, it's like a snowball. You push a snowball and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So the more fear you've got, the more fear you'll have. And this is why people like suffer from anxiety for years and years and years and years and years and years and years. It's because the more fear they have, the more fear they're gonna have. It's like snowballing. So that if they avoid to go to the supermarket, they'll always be scared of going to the fucking supermarket. If they scared of going to the gym, they will be scared going to the gym, and you'll become a habit. And as I was saying to you, neuroplasticity creates an habit, and in that is then very, very, very hard to get out of that habit, because your body builds a neuron response to that particular habit, that particular thought process. So the biggest thing I want to say to you guys is, remember, do really what I've just said to you. Face the fear. Feel the fear and face the fear and do it anyway. That's the only way you're going to overcome anxiety. Otherwise, if you mask it with pills, if you mask it with other people around you, or there's a lot of people that only go to certain places with maybe the partner or maybe with the parents or whatever, because they're so scared. Fucking go it on your own, because once you face it, it's gone. Okay, now another thing I'm going to tell you guys, and this is probably going to be, I'm sure obviously when you guys see this, you're probably going to be asking me more things about other things and LinkedIn, stuff like that, because otherwise it's not something that a lot of people have courage to say, listen, I suffer from it as well. But it's fine, you can DM me, I've got no problem at all to help you guys to the best of my knowledge. The other thing I was going to say to you guys is there's a massive link, diet with depression and anxiety. Okay, now there's a lot of foods that spike your anxiety levels, the likes of high carbohydrate foods like white potato, fried food, sweet food as well, trans fats massively, obviously fizzy drinks, caffeine as well. Caffeine is one of the worst things you can have. If you suffer from anxiety, believe you me, caffeine is gone. You know, it's got to be through. I mean, most things people work in the office, what they do, Red Bull, caffeine. It's all, I mean, coffees, lattes. They're full of sugars, full of caffeine. Caffeine's one of the worst things ever. Drugs, another one. Alcohol, really, really bad again. Yeah, it's tough, you know, but people that suffer from anxiety, that's what they do. They first suffer from anxiety, so they want to escape, so they'll start obviously smoking certain substances. They start smoking other things that they shouldn't. Obviously they drink a lot as well to try and forget because it can be, honestly, I can tell you, it can be very, very hard, very, very hard. But you got to know how to overcome it, and to overcome is the parts of the stuff I just told you. I mean, this is a subject I'm quite passionate about it. I love talking about the brain. I love to talk about things like this to help guys overcome their greatest version. So that's what I'm here for. This is just a short video, and it probably an introduction to a video that we're going to do again. So I hope that is helping you. So remember, one of the big things I can leave you with this video is, remember, feel the fear and do it anyway. Okay, diet that's linked with depression and anxiety. And basically, if you have any more questions, please, you know where to find me on Instagram, Carlos Trainer 10, also on YouTube channel, which is Carlos Trainer. And with all that said, guys, stay happy, stay healthy, stay fit, have a beautiful day. Take care.